Hello guys and welcome to my channel. My name is Wally Gaming and today we're playing F1 2020 Styrian Grand Prix. Now, the Styrian Grand Prix is a fast fun track with plenty of high speed corners which can be tricky to nail the apex, but we're going to go and give it a go. So let's head to qualifying. So we've got the car set up for a lower level of downforce and we're ready to head out onto the circuit. So let's go get it. Right, and here we go. As we drive out the garage, let's head onto track and let's see how the car feels under us. Right, so feels good. Oh god, no. Oh, that's not a great start. Right, I wasn't expecting the understeer through the exit of the pit lane. But now we have damaged our front wing. Oh, and let's not take out the Latifi. Oh, that was close. But I have outbraked myself as well. Alright. Right, so here we go onto our first flying lap. Hamilton with the fastest lap so far. And across the line we go. Uphill braking into the first corner, nice and early, way too early, over that sausage curb and up the back straight. And we cut to further on in the lap. Rounding the S's at the very end, ready to take these high speed corners into the... And Valtteri Bottas sets at 105.2. How close to that can we get? Can we get into Q2 on the first attempt? Nice respect to track limits, use of the curb. And across the line in a 106.1, which puts us in a P4. I think that will get us through to Q2, but I think we're going to go again. Right, second lap, let's go. Hit the green light. Oh, I've lost it, I've put my foot down too much and I've binned it. It's a tricky enough corner going uphill, but oh, I've just stuck my foot down way too early. I am an idiot. Okay, and we're going to jump to the start of Q2. Ready to go out on our first flying lap. Just finishing off the out lap. I'm ready to dive into the first lap. Bottas there setting a 105.8. In fact, that was actually slower than he did in Q1. So let's see what we can do. Let's see where we can put ourselves. And we've gone deep into the first corner. Oh god, straight across the curb, using way too much of that track. Track limits would have got us in real life. That has hampered our drive up the hill. So we're going to get early on the brakes. Turn in early. Beautifully done on the apex. Oh, lost the back end as we put on the accelerator. But okay, we're good. Slightly later on in the lap when we're catching someone. Oh god, on the understeer going into there, puts us right on that curb. Oh, that was a horrible line that I just drove. And we're catching this person, I think it looks like Perez or someone. And we're going to catch them, oh, at a very awkward place. That's not great. It's just not been a very good lap overall, so we're going to go straight again. And here we are. Green first sector, purple middle sector. What can we do for this last sector? As we're coming into the final two corners. Lovely line through there. Ooh, pushing track limits a bit, and we're a bit early, taking that sausage curb and run down to the line. DRS open, what can we do? 105.2, which gives us the fastest lap and puts us in a P1. That should be our guarantee into Q3. I think we can go back to the garage and enjoy that now. That was a great lap. Alright, we're just going to fast forward the time to the end of Q2 here, and we should hold the fastest lap out of that session. Let's have a look how it finished. So yes, we do, ahead of Lewis Hamilton and Lance Stroll by 8 thousandths of a second, no, 800ths of a second, sorry. And then 0.3 to Lance Stroll, and then we've got Valtteri Bottas, Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Albon, Gasly to round out the top 10. So, we go again into Q3. Right, here we are. Heading into our first flying lap of Q3, fresh set of softs. What can we do? DRS open as we go across the line to start our first flying lap. Braking nice and early up into the hill, great line through there, nice early exit onto the power. Just drifting wide, not getting that front end engagement as we wanted. But slightly better here, we've got a better line on the power early, a little bit of a wobble coming out the exit at the corner. Lewis Hamilton sets a 105.2. What are we going to put it on? Can we put this in P1? Coming in early, nice line through the final corner on the power early, DRS open, and we've done a 106.0. Puts us into P4. Not the best first flying lap. Okay, and as we jump to the end of Q3, 1 minute 58 left on the clock. Fresh set of softs. Ready to go again and set a flyer. What can we do? Just taking it nice and easy into the flying lap and getting on the power nice and early. DRS open, and here we go. Early on the brakes. You can see the weather's coming in a little bit now. We are expecting a wet race, unfortunately. Coming up, we've got some back markers in the way. We were 0.2 up. Oh, Stroll's completely hampered our lap. Stroll, what are you doing, man? Completely spoiled our lap. We still are up slightly on our delta time. Not quite connecting there with the apex, but good drive out the corner. Get in nice and early on here. Get on that curb. Perfect. A lot better line. Get on that power nice and early. And again, just missing the apex. Doesn't give us the great drive out into the final here. Up by 1/10 of a second. Into the final two corners. Final corner, and early over that sausage curb puts us wide. It looks like we're going to be 0.28 up. And that's only good enough for P5. Okay, so we continue around on a second flying lap, back-to-back laps. Max Verstappen takes the lead. That was an atrocious corner, and across the line, we're not going to improve, and we're going to finish P7 in the end. After topping the times in Q2, setting that fastest lap, it's quite disappointing to finish down in P7 in the end.
With qualifying finished, it's time to remind ourselves.
Alright, so as we can see, top three was Verstappen, Hamilton, Bottas, the standard Verhambot. Fourth was Sergio Perez, fifth Charles Leclerc, sixth Alex Albon, myself as Lando Norris in seventh, followed by our new teammate at McLaren this year, Daniel Ricciardo in eighth. Right, let's jump onto the race.
Welcome to Spielberg for another exciting Formula One race. This circuit is renowned for its backdrop, surrounded by natural beauty. Well, it certainly is an idyllic destination for the Austrian Grand Prix. It's a short lap here in Spielberg with just 10 corners, 7 rights and 3 lefts, making up the total distance of 2.6 miles. And expect to see a lot of cars running wide today, especially through the last corner, as the wet conditions make the cars skittish through the downhill sections. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are 3 main things to worry about there, Crofty. Positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Young superstar Max Verstappen starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Bottas, Perez, Charles Leclerc and Albon, Norris, Ricciardo, Gasly and Lance Stroll, Vettel, Ocon, Carlos Sainz and Kvyat, Raikkonen, Russell, Nicholas Latifi and Antonio Giovinazzi. Magnussen and Romain Grosjean sits at the back of the grid. Now, it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track.
As you can see, guys, this is a very, very wet race as predicted. We did get knocked out of the formation lap because we just went straight into the back of someone. But here we go. The 5 lights are underway. And we're going. That is a lot of wheel spin off the start. That's not a great start. That's allowed Ricciardo and Stroll to get past us, but we're going to go around the outside. Oh, we've got to avoid Albon there. Close the door on us a bit. Not a great drive out the first corner. Ricciardo, Stroll gone past us, but can we have a look at the inside into turn 3? Think better of it. Just going to tuck it behind them. Oh, and we give Stroll a little bit of a nudge there. Again, not a great drive out there. Ricciardo pulling away from us quite easily. But can we have a look down into the next turn? Think better of it. So we're just going to follow him for the time being and see if we can pull up a little bit closer. And we're coming in at the end of the first lap. It is very wet and there is not a lot of grip out there. Max Verstappen doing a 124 in comparison to the 105s that have been put in qualifying. We're dropping quite a long way back from Daniel Ricciardo at the minute. We just don't seem to have very much grip or very good engagement with the tyres, and a bit of a wobble out of the first corner. You can see there is a clear line starting to dry out where the tyres are going. No, oh my god, we've outbraked ourselves and nearly gone into the back of Daniel Ricciardo. Very well avoided, but I think, are we going to get past by it? No, we're fine here. So that's not helping our situation here. Luckily Vettel is quite a long way behind us, so we didn't lose another position there. But we are desperate to get past Ricciardo, that way we don't get held up in the Stroll train. And here we are, coming up at the end of lap 5. As you can see, it's still raining pretty heavily, but we are slowly closing that gap to Daniel Ricciardo. And we're getting right up towards his gearbox there. Can we get a good exit out there? No, again, we're losing the back end. It's just compromising our drive up the back straight. Again, we seem to be good at turn 3. We can get ourselves right up the gearbox of Daniel Ricciardo, and this is actually pretty good. Can we get ourselves... Again, he just pulls away from us. But this time we're maintaining a good gap. Can we have a look down the inside? We're going to have a look at it, and we're going to go for it. We're going to go down, and we've actually managed to take him down the inside. No contact there. That was a clean move, but that has put him off, and he has dropped back. Next up, let's go after Stroll. Okay, good drive out of here down in the hill. Can we get the apex here on this time? No, slightly better exit out the corner. Now, let's see how close we can keep up to Stroll. Going onto the pit straight. We're right up in his gearbox. Can we get him down into turn 1? He's got a bit of a better drive than us out there. Can we outbrake him? Oh no, we're going to have to go down the outside and around the outside, and we've outbraked ourselves again. And it looks like Daniel Ricciardo is going to get back past us, and he does. That was not a great move on our behalf. Back down into 9th place. Now we've got to do it all over again. Are we going to have another sniff up the inside? Oh, we've put a wheel on the grass. Daniel goes defensive, so no, we're just going to stick behind him. And again, we're going to follow him right up his gearbox, and we're going to see if we can replicate the move down into turn 4. I have no idea what I just did with my voice, but I said 4 in a very strange way. But can we get him down into turn 4 again? No, this time too far behind. We're going to see if we can grab him a little bit later on down in the lap. We're jumping up to lap 9, still behind him. Up into turn 3. Oh, very close up the gearbox. Oh, we've actually hit the back of Ricciardo. That's not ideal, but luckily we've done no front wing damage. There is a bit more of a dry line now, so there is a bit more grip on the acceleration. As you can see, if you go offline, it is a little bit slippery. So we're just going to do our best to follow him around these next 2 turns. Not had the best grip, missing the apex and a lot of understeer, but that's a lot better this time. Can we get a good drive out of the corner? Yes. Right, let's see if we can replicate that again. Slightly better this time. So we're following him up into turn 3. And we go down the inside, and this time we're going to make the move stick. We're going to give him space on the outside, but we're going to close the door, and we've made it through into P8. Nice and easy move, and we've set a purple first sector. Right, back onto Stroll again. Let's see if we can jump down the inside. And the rain does seem to be easing. Following Stroll and Albon quite easily here. Let's see if we can get them coming up here. Again into turn 3, seems to be the easiest spot to overtake right now. Catch him on the outbraking. So we're going to be king of the late breakers. And we'll go down the inside, and oh, we've definitely taken the apex a bit tight there, but Stroll still keeps his place. Oh, he did a bit of a rear end slide. Can we capitalise on that going into turn 4? And as we go down, we're going to brake late, and we're going to go down the inside. Oh, we've outbraked ourselves heavily. He's probably going to do the cutback across us, and we're on the grass. And yeah, as expected, he's got the cutback. Now we're under pressure from Daniel Ricciardo again. Can we hold him off? To make sure we don't make any mistakes here. We don't want to be letting him through for a third time. And as we jump onto lap 15, right up the gearbox of Stroll again. Can we get a good drive out of turn 1? No, no, no. Again, the rear end. Just not very stable on there. We've lost a lot of drive. Daniel Ricciardo's lining up to remove on us. We're going to close the door on him slightly, but he's still going to go down the inside. He's going to give us a bit of a wheel bash. Oh, and we're bashing wheels again. But we're going to... Oh, hello. He's just taken out my rear end and put me wide. Where's the penalty on that? And now I'm getting a track limit warning. He's just easily flown back past us down the inside. Can we do the switch position again? Third time's a charm again, and we do, but there is a bit of contact made this time, but we do make the move stick. Again, putting him out a bit. Okay, and as we go on to lap 18, the pit window is now open. We are going to go onto another set of intermediates as we have a look at the inside of Stroll, but we think better of it and get all squirrely on the exit of the corner. So here we are, we're going to dive into the pits. We're going to be, looks like we're one of the first people in the pits. Everyone's staying out for another lap. Let's see if this undercut can help us here. See if we can gain a few positions as we hit the pit lane speed limiter. And as we pull into our box, let's make this a nice quick stop. Wheels on, clutch released. 2.8, not too bad. We've got a couple of cars that followed us into the pits. We've got Vettel, we've got Ocon in the pits as well. Right, let's not do what we did in practice and crash on the exit of the pit lane. Take it nice and easy this time, that's a lot better. Right, let's go get it. And as we come onto the lap 20, everyone else seems to be pitting, so let's see where this puts us. We're now up into at least P7. We've gained 2 positions there as they exit the pits. Up to P6, head of Albon, so we've got the undercut on Albon and Stroll. And obviously Ricciardo was already behind us, so we've managed to hold that off. So that's worked brilliantly for us. So next up we've got Charles Leclerc, who we're chasing after, 1.6 up the road with 16 laps to go. And as you can see, we're closing up to Charles Leclerc. And we're going to go down the inside. He's gone very wide there. That was very strange. It's almost as if he had a problem. Going very slowly, but you can see the track is drying out. We're getting a lot of grip, so I reckon we're going to go into the pits on the next lap or two to swap out for the softs. Still a little bit slippery offline, but I reckon we'll be good on the softs pretty quickly. And as we say that, we are diving into the pits for the soft. Everyone ahead of us has pitted on for the soft, so we're going to get in ahead of the guys behind us. Make sure we keep that P5 position that we've earned through the undercut. As we go into our pit lane, you can see guys ahead of us going out. Let's make this a nice quick stop. Clutch on, wheels on, and let's go. And 0.2 quicker than our first stop. That was good work by the team. Now let's get out and see who we're going to come out behind. So as we go around here. Right. Yep, seems nice and good. There's good grip. And Gasly's decided to stay out on inters. A few people have. I'm not sure how good an idea that will actually be at the end of the day, because this is a very dry track now. And as we pull on to our first flying lap on the soft compound tyres, we'll see what true difference it's making. So that was our out lap, and we are now up to P5 with Ocon and everyone else who was on inters diving into the pits for those softs. And as we cut to the end of that lap, you can see purple first sector, green second sector. Nice entry into the last 2 corners so far. Good drive out the corner. Let's see what we can do. And that is a green third sector, 108.5. So a couple seconds off quali times, but that's not bad for the first few laps on softs. Right, and as we cut to the end of lap 29, we are currently trying to hunt down Perez, who is staying around the 10.5 second mark ahead of us. We're pretty evenly matched at the minute. We're both starting to get a little bit of tyre wear with only 6 laps remaining. And as we head into the last 2 laps, we're approaching some back markers. Who have we got? We've got Giovinazzi just ahead of us. We're going to use him to get a tow down the main straight. Be nice if we activate DRS, and there we go. Remember the DRS in the end. Hopefully Giovinazzi is going to give us a little tow up the hill, see if we can claw a bit more time back towards Perez, as we are actually losing out at the minute. Oh, he's giving us a bit of a squeeze. He's not getting out of the way very easily. It's not great driving by Gio there. But anyway, lap and a half remains. We are pretty much bolted on for P5. We ain't going to make up 11 seconds. And we're running very wide, and oh, we almost hit the DRS board. As we enter the final lap, we are 12 seconds down. We've called it a day. We're just basically driving around here, keeping it nice and safe for the final lap, reasserting our P5 position. And there we go. Max Verstappen has won the Styrian Grand Prix. We've still got half a lap to go. We've pretty much guaranteed our 5th position as long as we don't spin or do anything silly here. 11 seconds down on Perez and 11 up on Charles Leclerc. It's not been a bad drive from us. Pretty happy with that. As we started a bit further down, we got a good use of the undercut in the rain. Jumped those few positions with Ricciardo and Perez and Albon, and then reacted nicely onto the softs, which just gave us some good pace, and we kind of stayed in the middle of nowhere. And here we are as we cross the checkered flag. P5 Styrian Grand Prix F1 2020. That's a good result for Lando Norris. Let's see how the standings ended up in the end. And as we see there, we are also driver of the day, which is a nice bit of a consolation prize as we didn't quite get that podium.
That's it then for another spectacular Grand Prix here in Austria, and a truly magnificent drive to hang on and take the win. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Drivers are en route to the podium as we speak.
So as we look at the podium celebration, Max Verstappen has won, Lewis Hamilton and Valtteri Bottas rounding up the 2nd and 3rd place. Standard Grand Prix podium that you would expect nowadays, but at least as it is in 2021, Max Verstappen topping the 2 Mercs. So as we have a look at the final standings, we're going to go and wrap this up. So we've got Max Verstappen first, Lewis Hamilton second, and Valtteri Bottas in third, followed by Checo in fourth. Me is Lando Norris in fifth, which is a pretty good result, getting driver of the day. Leclerc in sixth, Albon seventh, eighth Stroll, ninth Ricciardo, and 10th was Ocon rounding out the top 10. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. This is going to be a first of making plenty more videos as we start this channel up. If you have enjoyed it, please go give the video a like. Feel free to subscribe, and all your support would be greatly received. That's it for the video. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.